Yo, welcome to the Table Talk podcast, where we sit down, pull up a chair, and we get started. This podcast is designed to provide you packed full of information to help you with your training, nutrition, lifestyle, and well-being, where we interview myself through case studies to give you lifetime experience. And then we also interview high-performing individuals or other career-focused people who are looking to make changes in their lifestyle, training, nutrition, and well-being. So let's pull up that chair and let's go. Number one, maintaining a sleep schedule. By popular belief, sleeping at different times randomly all the time is not actually conducive to better sleep. You should have a sleep schedule, ideally the exact same time every day. Yep. Monday to Friday, Saturday, Sunday are not different days. It's 7 days a week, all the time. So if you want to know the revolutionary way to get like top quality sleep, like this is why it's number one, the game changer. Workout. You're going to do 7 and a half, 8.5, 9 hours. So usually it's 7 to 9 hours. Pick the number. So for me, I got 8 hours. I'm going to wake up at 5. Pick that time that you want to wake up. 5, maybe it's 4. Then you minus 8 hours. So if, let's say it's 4, make it easy. Minus 8 hours, I go to sleep at 8 p.m. Then by doing that, you can set up regular circadian rhythms, routines, and habits. So by waking up at 4 o'clock, get up, have a glass of water, make your coffee, do your workout routine, get ahead, do emails, whatever you need to do for that first hour, then that second hour, and you can build it up. But then the last 2 hours before you go to sleep, maybe you've eaten your last meal, wind down, have a shower, do the business, and then at least minimum 30 minutes, no more technology. Do some movement. Like loosen up, open up that body, 30 minutes. So then you're actually going to be able to take bigger diaphragmatic breaths. So when you go to bed, you're going to sleep a lot deeper. Number two, associate the bedroom with sleep and sex. Pretty self-explanatory, but the bedroom is only really meant for 3 things: getting changed in the morning, sleeping, and getting down to business. So that's all it should be. So if you're having a deep conversation, thinking, playing on your phone, get out of the bedroom, because by doing that, you're going to set up new habits, new routines. So if you're always having arguments and you get tight and defensive, you're probably going to walk into that room because you've trained that pattern and habit. And versus, it's time for bed. So the routine that I have, literally when I get, other than the business, but we have our bed made for sleep. Like, this is so funny, controversial conversation a lot of people had. Don't believe me, ask everyone how they make their bed and what's their routine. But our bed is made to sleep. So in the bed, so put our blinds down, blackout curtains, close the window, air filter on, purifier, boom, and it's on. And then literally in the bed, kiss, 2-3 minutes just laying there, deep breathing, and then off we go. So number 3 is turning off electronic devices. No technology. That was pretty simple. The reason for taking the technology off is it emits a blue light. Yes, you can get blue light blocking glasses. That'll decrease the blue light, because when you are stimulating the retina, you decrease melatonin. Cortisol is slightly heightened. And so melatonin is that happy hormone, that drug that is going to lull you into a nice state of relaxation. And so a lot of people who have coffees or things that stimulate them, it keeps them at a high level. And so that melatonin curve doesn't actually take over. So you might be falling asleep. You're like, oh, it's fine. I can play on my phone. I can play on devices, watch TV, and I just fall asleep. You're actually you're fatigued. You are so tired. Your body's like, so you're then not going to get into all of the states of sleep, from light to deep to REM. And so you're actually getting a poorer quality sleep. So yeah, you may feel you're waking up refreshed, but mentally over time, how's your focus and your memory? If it's not excellent and you're not able to recall things like this on the click, yeah, it's not working for you. Don't sleep when you're hungry or on a full stomach. So I don't know about you, but when I eat a lot, I'm like, oh man, I could just pass out in a food coma. But what it does do is I steal my partner's pillows. I'm like, give me that pillow. prop myself up. But then what you're doing is just sending all the blood to your gut. So that, oh, you're changing again the routines, the habits, but also what it does tend to do, and I've done this through the Aura Ring, experimenting with more with my partner. I can't wear an Aura Ring for over 3 days. Like I get really irritable, and I actually get shin pain through my wrist because of the Bluetooth. It's really interesting. But the by having big meals, you increase your core temperature, and that'll obviously what you want is your core temperature to go down. So if you're doing the opposite, so not ideal. So if you're feeling full, go for a light walk, stimulate that digestion, and that'll make it a little bit easier for when you go to bed. If you're hungry, yes, you can go to sleep, but if you're just like tummy's growling and you're just like, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, well, you're not thinking about like, oh. So a recommendation is having a light meal. It doesn't have to be big. We have protein yogurt in our fridge. So if it's like not quite going the way I like, I get a gluten-free wheat bix, crush it up, mix it with a little bit of the protein yogurt, and put a bit of berries or slice like a quarter of a banana, and I just nibble on that, and then it helps me with that. Also, when you are hungry, your cortisol spikes up. Your cortisol is a glucose mobilizer. So yeah, you are burning fatty acids, but you'll go through peaks and troughs. And so you'll go from like this to then alert. And so you're not actually going to be able to get into that deep state of sleep. Number 5, keeping the room dark and quiet. Keeping your room dark and quiet, one, no disruptions. You literally, it forces it's like your eyes are closed the whole time. Like, well, much darker. I obviously, through filming this, didn't think about the computer screen. But perfect example is that obviously the light dims down. And it's a lot obviously nicer just getting the circadian rhythms, that routine down into the habit. You want to make it like the bat cave, nice and cool. It's about 16 to 18 degrees. And so it's nice and cold in that space. So then when you get in the blanket, using your core temperature to heat up, which is lovely. Now, if you're a cold person, then obviously you could use another blanket to put on top. But then through the night, if you're getting over like too hot, you might pull off one of those layers, which is totally fine. A lot of people like to wear clothing, but sometimes it's too close and it traps that heat. Trial and error with that one. I'm too hot. I have to sleep with no clothes, because it's like I can't pull this off, right? So I can't regulate that heat. Where with a sheet, my body will like pull it off, but I can pull it back, and it's easy to do. Where it's like the habit of having to take it all off and then put it back on, just interrupt that sleep, right? Other things with fans, humidifiers, filters, you just want to make sure that it's not like real loud. You can get used to it, like through habits. Like, just takes time. So you want to look for things that are quiet, like, or can maintain a steady sound, like it's just constant. It's not like woo, 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 woo. Yeah, that's really nice, especially when your neighbors, um, if your neighbors have a party, it's like once a month, and you're like, oh, I wish they wouldn't have that party. But if they had that party all the time, you would obviously either move or you get used to it. So that's where the consistency of those noises really something that's going to help you with that routine and habit. But then also, if you can't get earplugs or sound blocking headphones, these are great. They're the MX 1005. Love them. I can't hear anything, even like my partner's watching me or any like stuff. Like they'll walk up to me and I'm like, what? So really handy to have if you're finding any disruption. Consider natural supplements. Well, they're all supplements, but the supplements we're referring to is you've got lavender, you can get reishi, quadriceps, all of these like tinctures, herbs. These are more natural supplements. Then you have more the man-made ones. So the ones that I like are magnesium. There's many compounds. The Trimag from Design So Health is my go-to. We stock a lot of it, and I'll do like a teaspoon every night. You can get melatonin. It's not a recommendation because your body naturally produces melatonin. in a short stint, if you really want to change your sleep habits, so like if you're a banker, investor, a lawyer, or a doctor, and you've created the habit of working like 16 hours, eat for two, bed for six, and you're like, man, I'm so run down, I'm so tired, I really need to get on top of this. What can I do? There are certain supplements that you can get, but like melatonin, for example, would be something you could take short term for like a week or two, get the body into that routine, but you need to work on changing the lifestyle that you have. You can't just keep doing it and then take melatonin and expect, now I'll get 8 hours. You're working 16-hour days, eating for 2 hours. That's 18 hours into 24. That just, you're never going to get 8 hours. So you need to change some things, right? So yeah, they're really good for helping build upon, it's like to help you get out of the hole so you can then build and work on the routines that you have. Like I used to take so many, like I used to do like theanine, 5-HTP, 4 caps of magnesium glycinate, trimag, lemon lime mag, like glycinate, citrate. I was taking reishi. I used to take melatonin, uh, antihistamine, which they like took me out, and they took uh, resurrect. There's like supplement you can't get in Australia anymore. It's like banned. Um, but funny story on that one is that when you take too much of it, you're like, so you like can't wake up. You so you're like your body's just like so like chilled. But I used to take that and used to run on about 6 hours of sleep. And then since changing my routine to winding down at 8 o'clock, bed by 8:45, 9 o'clock, I only now take a teaspoon of magnesium, but I take that at 7. So you've got to these things help to stay on top of like a lifestyle that's maybe not conducive long term, but you need to do it for short term. Great. But then long term, you've got to make the changes to the routines and habits, and the supplements just help make it easier to transition. Because if you're going from like 11 o'clock sleep time to 8 o'clock, you're just laying there going, okay, let's fall asleep now. Maybe if I count my sheep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sheep. 7. Okay, cool. I have 6 hours and 45 minutes. If I close my eyes right now, I will fall asleep. Damn, it didn't work. So just like, oh, will it? It doesn't quite work. So these supplements have a effect that can support your body and speed up the process to change your sleep habit. Number 7, avoid caffeine. Well, caffeine has a half-life of 6 hours. So when you have it, it spikes cortisol. So the average cup of 100 milligrams and 6 hours. So if you have it at 6, 6 is now 12, 12 is now 6, and 6 is 12. But you should be asleep by 10. But the half-life of caffeine, you've still got 25 milligrams. Like, check out this chart. We've drafted up. Most people have 2 to 4 coffees a day. Woo! You've like got a cup of coffee still in you. So yes, you may be falling asleep, but you're probably getting REM sleep, which is the cognitive recovery sleep. Because what happens is you have adenosine, and that's obviously what's going to make you want to feel calm and relaxed. But caffeine binds to that. And so adenosine builds where caffeine just gets in there and pushes it out. So when that caffeine goes away, all that adenosine goes boom, and you're going, oh man, I need another coffee. Yeah, you actually take deep breaths, drink some water, flush that out, and have that body like sustained. So then you can go to sleep. Other alternatives, which I now do, decaf. Let's be real, it's not the same thing, but it still can give you the flavor and the antioxidants that you want. So I do a coffee in the morning now. So 1 coffee before 10 o'clock, or if it's easier for you to remember, no coffee after 10:01. And that's just going to help counter for that half-life. So 10 till 6, so that's 4, and then 4 till 10 p.m. So then really reducing that caffeine intake. Cool. Number 8, avoid long day naps. What is a nap? A nap is typically like a siesta, 15 to 30 minutes, where you lay down, use a bed of needles, big breaths, get everything open up, and then done. A nap is not 90 minutes. However, if you're going to push it, go for 90 minutes, because a cycle of sleep is about 90 minutes. so you feel rest and restored. Wouldn't suggest doing it after 2 o'clock, because what happens is by having a nap, what makes you tired is you have adenosine being produced in the body, and so you have an abundance of it at a certain time. And so the nap is to clean some of that out. And so by cleaning that out, you'll find that you then feel more awake, and so then that'll change the sleep routine at night. So naps are fine, but just wouldn't be going for like a full-on sleep. If you're that sleep deprived, you should probably be changing your sleep routine. Good sleeping posture helps you sleep better. This one's self-explanatory. Good sleep posture helps you sleep better. Most people, by my understanding, don't actually sleep on their back. Yeah, but also like myself, I'm now 110 kilos, and now I've got more mass on the chest, and I start to snore a bit. Now my partner doesn't like that; she can wear earplugs. But when snoring, you'll find they're like, this is what happens. And that is you choking, and you're actually jerking yourself up to like breathe again. You can have blocked sinus cavities, which I did. I have one whole fully blocked nose. So I had to get a surgery for that, literally. And now I can breathe, which is really cool. But other things you can do, you know, thumb on the sinus cavity, force it to open, and you could literally like sleep on your side. Sleeping on the side, if you're going to do that, would be looking at like a pillow for the arm. Because if you're on your side, you're pressing into this arm, and this arm rolls forward. So then, like, this is going to be posture. And then even your leg is rolled forward. So what you do is pillow on the arm. You need a pillow that's slightly higher so you can support this neutral posture, and the pillow between your legs. So lots of cuddles. You can cuddle human, but I find it's like, do it for like 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, I'm hot. It's uncomfortable. So good sleeping posture helps, but also good sleeping posture with good core temperature will help you sleep better too. All right, number 10. Choosing the right pillow. Choosing the right pillow is obviously going to support the neck, support the posture. And if you're looking at the screen right now, you'll see if I put pillow here, I'm now kinked in my neck, and you're going to be like that for 8 hours. So finding good support for the neck and the head, very, very beneficial. Another little tool that you can do is rolling up a towel, place it behind your neck, and you just sit like on the edge of the bed. So there's just this light little bit of lengthening in the neck, so you can open up from the posture of the day. And so by doing that, it's a nice little routine because that'll lengthen and open the neck. So that when you're in bed, you're not like, ugh, I will sleep soon. Other thing you can do is when lying on your back, so lying on the floor, gently rotate the head, lengthen and open up all the muscles through the neck. Number 11, have sex or masturbate before bedtime. Relieve your stress. You feel so much better. Others have a greater increase of growth hormone. That's going to mobilize more fatty acids, and therefore will help with building muscle too. So why not? More people does not mean it's better. That's a bonus for you all. I don't have experience with that. I'm just making an observation because many people would mean longer intervals. And remember, the purpose of today is to get more sleep, not to have lots and lots of fun all night long. Number 12, eat a sleepy snack before bed. So eating a light snack before bed, one, will actually help with having some nutrients in your body. So if you think about it in body composition world, what people tend to have is they'll have big meal, like, because what you're going to be doing is you're going to be fasting for the next 8 hours. So we want a bit of fat, some carbs, protein, because that's going to slow the release of those nutrients down so we can maintain a nutrients dense state. Where if we're fasting, we could be catabolic. So from a body comp perspective, we want to look at foods that are going to prolong that fasted period. So usually when it comes to training, we're utilizing carbohydrates, so proteins and carbs, but also looking to have maybe some fats in there to slow that release. So fats are just more calorie dense. But usually you want a higher protein and carb intake because carbs spike insulin, and then what comes out comes down, which will make you nice and calm and relaxed. Some people find like muffins, gluten-free muffins, better for them. Some find toast, some find rice. So finding what works for you. Enjoy. Try take a warm bath or shower. So taking a warm bath and shower is going to increase your core temperature. And so when you get out of that bath and shower, or I like to do hot cold, but I'll finish with like hot. So when you get out of the shower in the winter, your core temperature is going to drop, and that's going to make you really like restful. Now, if it's summertime, finish in a cold shower, and that core temperature will slowly rise up, and you'll actually adjust to the heat a bit more. So that, like when it's like you're sweating, like in the bed, you're like, oh my god, it's so hot. But by starting cold, you can bring up that core temperature a lot more. 14, put your worries to the side. Big fan of this one. Gratitude log and just mind dump. Whatever's going through your day. Most people like to bitch and moan and complain. What I say is whatever's going through your head, put it to paper or buy a whiteboard. Scribble it. I go like, we've got 7 whiteboards. I have moved them, but we have 3 whiteboards in the house and a lot of mirrors. So I use those mirrors to write on. And we just scribble everything. So like, how's the day been? And usually it'll go, how's the day been? What have I achieved? What's on my mind? What's my biggest challenge? And where do I want to be next week or tomorrow? And I reflect and I just write down what would be my 3 action points for tomorrow. And don't clean out your emails. But if you, like on a whiteboard, you can see like pattern. I've been meaning to exercise for the last 3 days and I haven't done it. Cool. Do I know someone who can help me? Or am I not taking it serious enough and I should just stop investing the time in it? Because like everyone else says I should train. Like, hey, like I run a personal training company. I talk about health and fitness, but it's not for everyone. Maybe you need to do yoga. Maybe you need to just go for walks. Like that's what you need to start with. Like getting up, going to the gym could be too much for you right now. Go for a walk, 30 minutes. Like it's better than nothing. Right? So mind dump, get it out. And so when you go to bed, you should feel like really clear. And just know that if you are finding like, oh my God, I'm thinking more, get out of the bed, keep going. Or watch a comedy. Laughter, best medicine. All right. This ties into 15, which is to meditate. This is here because so many people recommend meditation. Like having someone talk to you about, breathe in, breathe out. Check out Sound Healing by Kate Marginson. Like a lot of people like that. I personally just like to put on calm music and just zone out because like I just want to get all these thoughts to paper, go and like know that like right, first thing I'm going to be doing tomorrow is that. I don't like to go. I don't like to set up routines and habits and my blessings or my tasks or myself. I do that in the morning. That's how I get started. But some people just know you got to find what works for you. So there's me saying, don't do the meditation at night. I just play like sounds. I love rain, love thunder. I play that. It plays for like 20, 30 minutes before I go to bed. Or Kate plays like sound healing music. Great. It's just a noise. And it just, and sit there and you'll see what comes to mind. And I just put it on the wall. Oh, side note, you can get whiteboard paint. So you can paint your walls whiteboard. So you got kids, texture all day, wipe it off, you good to go. Yeah, I had my own place. Like when I get my own place, I'm gonna have we're gonna call it the war room or the whiteboard room. Everything's gonna be whiteboard. But what about the roof, Karl? Even the roof. All right. Adios, amigos. Hey, thanks so much for joining the episode of Table Talk today. We hope you found some helpful tips and inspiration in staying healthy and fit, even with a busy schedule. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast. Stay tuned for our next conversation. Until then, keep prioritizing yourself, your health, your fitness, and we'll see you on the next Table Talk.